Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to build Mary Bay Goddess, or Summer Mary, or Swimsuit Mary. Got her. Yo, Mary, like, I'm so sorry, y'all, chat. The upgrade we've gotten, bro, from having a Mary, right, that wore nothing but this, right, basically completely covered up, to go into this, bro, we've won. And I just want us to understand that today we won. Her chest is incredible, her legs incredible, but I'm not a degenerate, I'm a delinquent. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna be talking about how to build Mary, best builds for her, and why you want to build her like this. So make sure you guys subscribe, like, and yeah, that's subscribe and like. Really, that's it. Let's just subscribe and like. So in terms of her skills, right, let's talk about her priorities first. So for her first skill, when you enter a full burst, all allies will basically get a heal, right? Depending on how much times you use, depending on how much times you enter a full burst, you will the healing will increase. So obviously the first time 0.81% at level 5, 2.85% at level 2 for the second time, and then 5.3 at level 5 for the third time, right? So basically, no matter what level it is, depending on how much times you enter a full burst, you're going to heal your allies. Second skill, when depending on how much times you use her burst skill specifically, damage a strong element for only water code allies is going to increase by a certain percentage, right? So it does decrease, obviously, from the first time to the third time, but it does count all three of them as well, so remember that. And then the burst skill also does increase all allies max HP of the caster's final max HP for 10 seconds, and then also affects all water code allies. It gives them attack percentage buff for 3 seconds of a percentage, right? So it's pretty useful there too, at least for the max HP. So in terms of what you're going to want to prioritize with this character, in terms of the order, there's no question the first skill is the skill you want to focus on the most, right? First skill, then second, or then burst skill, then second skill. Now the reason why I say burst skill, then second skill, is because if you plan on using her burst skill, having that max HP increase is going to be so much better for her healing as well, right? For her healing personally, and then for all your allies, right? Them having their HP increased, right? Their max HP increase is going to be good, because when you're healing HP that's max and it reverts back to the original form, your HP, you're actually getting additional heals essentially, because you're healing more than what your HP is supposed to have, right? It's just how it works. So obviously skill 1 first, burst skill, then skill 2, right? Skill 2 is not something that I feel like is something that not that you don't have to upgrade it. I recommend you upgrade all her skills, but it's just something that it's not, it just, it doesn't make sense to prioritize something that's not efficient whatsoever. At least with the heals, that's guaranteed efficient, and even that burst skill is still very efficient on the second part, which is the better part of that burst skill realistically, right? But these water cold mechanics from the second skill and the first part of the burst skill is not efficient, especially since oh, I mean, the burst skill it is, but 3 seconds, not really. Like, I mean, it's gonna go with the burst skill, so it doesn't really matter. But for the second skill, it's only a strong element, so you have to be fighting fire-coded enemies. Remember that. For the cube, you can honestly give her wingman or like resilience, right? Or you could give her your best cube, right? Your cube that has the highest stats. Reason being is because this character is not a character meant to do damage whatsoever, right? So by giving her a cube that has the highest stats, or your most upgraded cube, is going to increase her HP stats by a lot more, making it that you're gonna heal more, right? You can think of it like that. But for me, I just gave her wingman. You can give her onslaught if you want. You can give her Bayesian. You can give her resilience. You could probably give her any cube besides the Assault cube. Like I said, this is not a character that needs these cubes whatsoever in terms of her kit, right? But in terms of just like her as a character and fighting, probably want to go wingman or onslaught or resilience, right? Probably one of those three. Now, when it comes to overload gear, I'm gonna actually just go to Modernia for a second. In terms of overload gear, again, it's a character that's a bit iffy here to choose, but you're probably just want to go for, you're gonna want to go for increased max ammo capacity, increase attack, and then probably increase like So guaranteed hit rate, ammo capacity, guaranteed increased attack, right? Just so that you don't have to reload too much and then you have that extra damage. And then you're probably gonna want to go charge speed or charge damage, or charge speed, just because she's a sniper, right? You probably wanted to get the most damage you possibly can, and with charge damage or charge speed, you're gonna be able to get that, especially if you have the max ammo capacity. So I would recommend your top 3 priority, probably max ammo capacity, increased attack, and increased charge speed or charge damage. That's really up to you. So there's that as well. Now, in terms of characters that work best for her, man, my nose just got stuffy there. In terms of characters that work best for her, obviously her main priority, I want to say, is just going to be healing. So you're gonna probably want to have characters who either benefit her with that healing, like another healer. I mean, you don't need another healer for her. But she only does heal during a full burst. So if you want to compensate by having somebody who can heal when you're not in a full burst, like Blanc, for example, right? Those are good partners for her. Or characters like Emma here, right? Who increase the healing potency, right? Obviously, when her HP is above 90%, all allies have the HP recovery increase permanently, right? So this is going to be a very good skill alongside Mary, just because you're going to have even more HP, 10 times more HP. So yeah, I'm not 10 times more, but you're gonna have more HP, right, with somebody like Emma. But yeah, in terms of like the characters you want to slap with her are really just gonna be healing supporters, right? Obviously you're gonna want to have water coated enemy or allies if you're going to use her for her second part, which is the support part in terms of damage. Obviously strong as element damage for water coated allies, and then the attack buff for water coated allies. So I would highly recommend, if you are going that route, I do have all the water characters in the game. I highly recommend that you make it that Dorothy is the main character you're using for that, something like that. Dorothy mainly. Another good option is obviously going to be Helm, because she is also a healer, right? Who heals during a full burst. So there's that as well. You could have Ludmilla, who has a taunt, or even Ray, who has a taunt as well, so that they're always healing, right? Or they're always getting healed and taunting. Like, there's some good combos you could do here with water codes, right? I'm going to have a video, I don't know, one of these days, if not today, of like a full water comp team, and I'll show you guys. It didn't work as well because obviously water, like, kind of pathetic in terms of just the general roster compared to the other elements, but there are characters that you can use with Mary. But I would highly recommend to only use Mary as a healer, right? When it comes to that attack support or that attack buff from her burst skill, yes, the attack buff is quite nice, but 3 seconds is nothing, right? It's no time at all, realistically. And then obviously the strong element only matters when you're fighting fire code enemies. So there's that. I guess we just have to wait for Neon. Obviously Neon is another character who's going to be very, very good with her, right? She's actually in the game already. She's going to be another character literally meant for her, basically, essentially. They like kind of want you to work with both of them. But yeah, that's really it. That's how you're going to build that Mary, and that's all it is to it. Thank you. It's your boy Zxous, and I'll see you guys next one. Subscribe and like.